And welcome back to what we've been waiting on all year.
Oh, man.
All year.
It is good to be back. Great to be back on this note.
Same. Agreed. But welcome back to Slushie Review, guys. This is Keith.
And this is your friendly neighborhood Chris.
And we're back today with the brand new Spiderman No Way Home.
Still got that new movie smell on it.
It does. I agree.
Smells like buttery popcorn and sticky floors.
Facts. Didn't have popcorn today, but that's okay. I had pizza. It was delicious.
There you go. How was movie theater pizza? I don't think I've ever had it.
It was pizza. Pizza was delicious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, can't complain. Pepperoni, easy. Yeah.
Hard to fuck that up. I'd be surprised, I'm sure.
Yeah, Papa John's. But to be fair, last time I ate Papa John's, I thought it was fucking delicious.
You know, healthy dose of intolerance with some of that Papa John's.
Hey, listen, the more you eat it, though, the less racist you become.
You can really taste the ignorance.
Yeah.
It's pronounced anchovies.
Facts. This is why you got to drown it in that garlic butter sauce. that clears all the racism up.
Oh, boy.
Amen. Either way, Spider-Man. It's going to be tough to not stay on topic, but we'll find a way.
Yeah, we'll find a way to get
We already did, so.
We'll find a way to get off topic. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about us.
We'll come back, do another verse or something. Or, who knows? Let's see. This episode is brought to you by Blue and Red Slushies.
As is Spider-Man movie tradition.
Oh, yes.
On the cast.
Nice tradition. We do that all the time. It's good times.
Yes.
Blue raspberry lemonade and strawberry kiwi.
Yes.
Not as red as you think.
No, not as red as the package would have you believe.
Yeah.
Liars.
And we hadn't had it in a while, so I didn't know.
Yeah. Because to be honest, it's not one to really jump at.
No, not at all.
Either of us. It's kind of like
Let me tell you. In the place where I keep the Kool-Aid packets, that's the first one. That was the first one for as long as we've been doing this. Since I've had them in that glass thing, that's been the first one there the entire time, and we finally used it. And the next one after is berry cherry, and that's been there the same.
Berry cherry is good though. The berry cherry is like dark red.
Yeah, but we never use it. We never pick it. So.
I really thought about stopping at 7-Eleven on the way.
I thought about it too. I was like, maybe, and then we were already here. And
we were like driving past. It's like, ooh, I should have asked. I should have done that.
I had already thought about it, and I was like, because I wanted to get her home and him home, and I was like, and I was like, whatever. Yeah. I was like, I'll just make it. And of course, I was like, I don't have a lot of ice, but whatever. How do you like your drink?
How about what's up?
No, I'm fucking around.
How about when we do Matrix, we stop at 7-Eleven.
Let's do it.
Get Slurpees.
Easy peasy.
Let's do it.
Easy peasy, Slurpee squeezy.
I swear to God, if they don't have cherry and cola, I'm gonna kill myself.
I mean, honestly, to be fair, this 7-Eleven is pretty. How about this? I'll explain it to you like this. A while ago, I don't know if
explain it to me like I'm 5.
Oh, easy. How long ago was it? I went to go get ice for something. It was either our podcast or it was one of the parties that we threw.
Hey,
right? Went to 7-Eleven. Went to the ice box. They have an ice. It's in the thing. Like, most people have it outside or they have it else. It was like right next to their like frozen section. So it was like a whole thing. So I look in there and like you don't see anything but like the back of the wall. So of course I'm like, okay, well it's ice, so it's on the floor. So as I'm walking over there, I only see the back of the wall. So I'm like, okay, they probably piled the ice up on a pallet or something. What is a pallet? I don't know. But I was like,
that's where you put your paint.
Fair. So I was like, okay, open it up. Ton of ice. All the bags were open and they looked like they had melted and then refroze together. Ooh. I could not pick a bag up out of it. It was a big pool of ice.
So one big ice. Big bag of ice.
One big bag. It literally looked like it melted where it was sitting at, and then it all froze together.
Like, is this $7.99? Can I get this?
The whole thing. I was like, is that all the ice you got? He was like, yep. I was like, I can't even get any. He was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And I walked out. And I was like, well, okay. And I had to go somewhere else to get ice.
So are all the Slurpees going to be frozen together?
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if we want to go there or somewhere else. But it's, because, I mean, we can go to
The Speedway is right.
Speedway. Gas station redacted.
Yeah, fast way. Fast method.
Fast direction.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Okay. That works for me.
I won't remember this by that point, but that's fine.
No, facts. I'll remember. Because I really did think about it today.
I'll try to have the novel idea of stopping for slush.
I got you.
After the movie.
I got you.
I feel like, hey, no one's ever thought of before for this podcast? We've done it before.
Facts. Let's go back. Old school, baby.
Ooh, getting back to our roots.
No school like the old school. Speaking of getting back to our roots, Spider-Man. Spoiler alert.
Baby, here we go.
There are going to be huge spoilers from now until the end.
Until the end of time.
Also, facts. You are listening to Slushie Review. We are reviewing the entire movie of Spider-Man No Way Home. It was probably about 2.5 hours long.
Didn't feel like it.
It didn't. It did, but it didn't. I get what you're saying, though. It did to me. I was like, I'm in here for a while.
Well, I could tell. I was like, I know we've been there for a minute, but it wasn't like, oh man,
yeah, but it felt
2.5 hours. Yeah, it was like,
it
felt good.
It did.
Makes me feel good.
Same. He could have came. Anyway, spoiler alert. A spoiler alert.
That's what she said.
Spoiler alert. You are listening to the spoil review of Slushie Review.
So get ready for them, because here they come.
I mean, bleep, bleep, get the bleep button ready. Like,
I'm going to do Spider-Man.
oh,
what if Spider-Man was your boss?
I literally can't contain my excitement. So, we're going to take a break real quick, do our thing.
No longer.
We're going to come back, do some cast real quick, do the plot real fucking quick, and we're going to get right into it. Just because I have nothing to say about this plot. It's a lot, to be fair.
So wait till I get to the cast.
Okay, fine. Exactly.
You're going to have plenty of time to come up with your plot.
I think I'm just going to be going crazy over the cast. I won't have any time. All right. Anyway, let's take a break. Thank you for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you follow us at Slushie Review on Twitter at Slushie Review. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search Slushie Review. We pop up. We're the first result. And then check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, coming soon, Instagram. Follow us on IG.
The gram.
At Slushie Review Podcast.
Yes.
We just started it. Need some followers, need some likes. All right. And for the cast, we have young Chris.
That's me. All right. Spider-Man No Way Home. Here we go. Tom Holland back as Peter Parker / Spider-Man.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Who knew?
I didn't know.
Not me.
Not I.
Not us. Next up, Zendaya is back as MJ, not Watson.
I don't know. That was interesting.
No Googled. Benedict Cumberbatch back as Doctor Strange. Benedict Wong back as Wong. Next after that, we got Jacob Batalon as Ned Leeds. Jon Favreau back as Happy Hogan. Jon Favreau, a.k.a. like Star Wars' new dad, and we love him for it.
Harold Hogan.
Yeah.
Harold.
They used a good picture.
They should have used this picture from Swingers. That would have been so much. That would have been hilarious.
Also returning to the MCU Spider-Mans, we got Tony Revolori as Flash Thompson. Tom Flashson, as I was about to say.
I like that better.
Marissa Tomei as May Parker. Angourie Rice as Betty Brant. We've got Hannibal Buress as Coach Wilson, Martin Starr as Mr. Harrington, and podcast favorite JB Smoove as Mr. Dell. Amazing.
JB Smoove.
Also podcast favorite J.K. Simmons back as J. Jonah Jameson. Here we go.
Wait, before you get into that, let's go back to JB Smoove real quick. Just real quick.
Let's do it.
Real off the topic.
What's up?
Saw a clip of, what's that show?
Curb. Oh no.
It was JB Smoove and what's his name, Larry David, and he was like, "Man, listen, I gotta talk to you. You can't tell her to move because she was black. It's like, I can tell her to move. I can say, bitch, get out the way. You can't say anything. Yes. Now, if she was white, I wouldn't be able to say anything. And you can go, I think he was like, if she was Jewish or something.
Yeah, he's like, what if he was a Jew? He was bald Jew on bald Jew. Bald on bald, Jew on Jew.
Like,
yeah.
Fuck out the way. He's like, but she's black. You can't say anything.
Can't do it.
Can't. He's like, how is it racist? Yeah.
He's like, it's racist. He's like, I feel like it's it's more racist. If I was treating them differently because of their race, then it's more racist.
Yeah, I don't make the rules. I'm just saying.
This season of Curb has been ridiculous.
Is that this season?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. That was
nice.
like one of the latest episodes that just came out.
It literally popped up on my timeline, and I was like, I may just have to watch this fucking show.
There was something else. I thought it was going to be something else, and it was a scene that I felt a certain way about watching.
I'm just gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to start watching this show.
I think you'd enjoy it. You have HBO Max, right?
I do.
It's on there.
Yeah,
all of it is on there. Like all of this is like I think
things.
This is like the 10th or 11th season.
I'm watching too many things.
Same, but also I have no signs of stopping. So
yeah, fair. We gotta get through. There's so much. We started that. You ever seen that?
I've never seen it. I'm aware of it.
We started the new season, the third season. Watched one episode. Haven't watched another one since. It was great. It was a great episode. We just don't have the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we have time, but like we be watching Modern Family. We're on season 8.
So are we?
I was like, God, we just started season 2 yesterday.
We were on we haven't watched it in months, to be fair, but we finished The Office. We got to finish something else before we start something else.
Facts.
We finished The Office. We finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and then we're gonna try to finish Modern Family, and then we're gonna rewatch Arrested Development.
I started that.
And X-Men. We're gonna watch X-Men Evolution also. We're gonna watch. We got all kinds of shit. We're gonna watch / rewatch, but we got to finish some of the shit
honestly,
we're on now.
I don't even have time for new stuff. I just I'm too busy trying to watch the old stuff.
I got to watch my comfort shows.
Yeah, exactly.
So they can comfort me. I'm all about that.
Okay, sorry to take us off topic. I just wanted to say because it was on my mind. I meant to send it to you, and I forgot.
I would have loved it.
I
just watched that one too.
What the fuck are they talking about? But go ahead, Cass. Sorry,
you're all good. That is all right.
That's all the people we knew were going to be in it.
Here's where the fun begins.
Facts.
Let me go back up to the top because. All right, we've got Jamie Foxx as Max Dillon / Electro. Mm-hmm. Something of a scientist himself. It's Willem Dafoe as Norman Osborn / Green Goblin. Mm-hmm. Just in it for the money, it's Alfred Molina, Dr. Otto Octavius, Doc Ock, Dr. Octopus. Also returning, we've got Risey Fans as Dr. Kurt Connor / The Lizard. Thomas Hayden Church as Flint Marco / Sandman / Jim Varney lookalike.
He does, doesn't he?
He does kind of. He looks like back from all of their respective Spider-Verses. And along with them, we've got Tobey Maguire back as Peter Parker / Spider-Man. And I didn't do it in the theater, so I'm going to do it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Garfield is back as Peter Parker / Spider-Man, and I could not be much happier to see him.
Great. It was a great time.
I loved it. Aside from that, we've also got Charlie Cox in his first MCU appearance as Matt Murdock, who we all know he's Daredevil.
Fair.
Also, Spider-Man didn't know that. He's like, oh.
No,
you're really good. I'm a really good lawyer.
Man, that was a great.
Caught that trick. That was good.
That was great.
And yes, aside from that, it's a lot of small actors don't really do anything for me until we get to the uncredited role of Tom Hardy is in the post-credit scene as Eddie Brock / Venom.
Facts.
And we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, that was the mid-credit scene.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that was the mid.
We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about this post-credit scene, because this isn't even a scene. It is a trailer.
You said it. You said it out loud. It was audible. You're like, this might as well be a trailer. And I was like, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it was.
And it was.
And it was great.
I have seen the top of the mountain, and it is good. It's going to be a good movie. It looks like it, at least.
It did.
They've never done that before. They've never done that before. And they have not let me down yet. Because I can call Thor and Thor 2 worse than the other movies in the MCU, and they are. But it's the pink starburst principle.
Fair.
That we have established long ago in this podcast, and it's going to continue to come up.
It's a valid metaphor.
I think that it could be published somewhere.
Listen, you came up with the metaphor, and it's a very valid metaphor.
I think so.
I like it.
Nevertheless, did I miss anybody in the cast? I don't think I missed anybody.
We're talking about the trailer later, right?
Yes.
Okay. No, other than that, yeah. You said Doctor Strange, Wong. Yeah.
I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
If I missed you, I'm sorry.
Thank you for listening, but
yeah, I'm sorry, but I know I didn't miss Andrew Garfield, so
that's all that matters.
I never doubted you for a second, buddy. I've loved you since The Amazing Spider-Man. Nobody else was as excited about your movies like me and Keith were, to be fair. So let's keep that in mind.
There's so much I did not write down.
Same. I wrote down more than I thought I would. Because honestly, I was like, I'm just going to watch this bitch. But then I was like, I got to write some stuff down.
Yeah.
But that is the cast. Let's throw it over to Keith. Let's swing over to Keith for the plot.
Fuck it.
It's Spider-Man.
Shit's getting crazy. That's the plot. I don't know. Have you seen him trailer lately? The shit goes wonky.
They've got enough of them out there.
Ain't that the fucking truth? But the plot. So at the end of Far From Home, Spider-Man gets revealed to be Peter Parker. His face is plastered. He becomes essentially a criminal. And I didn't write that down as a dislike. There was something I did dislike about it. It would be my second dislike, actually. I already have one. Okay. It's not really a dislike, but it's fucked up. But this, I'll save it.
I feel like I might know what it is.
I'll probably forget it, but
oh, never mind. That is not what I thought then.
Yeah, no. I think I know what you're talking about. That you think I'm talking about.
I think you do,
but it didn't happen.
I think that you do, Mon.
No, I don't know. Okay, so Peter Parker's. So we literally pick up right where Peter Parker gets exposed, or Spider-Man gets exposed as Peter Parker. Then, for some odd reason, the people on the ground realize Mary Jane is his girlfriend. I guess because he was flying with her, whatever. Then that turns into a whole thing. He gets, they come for him, they arrest him, and somehow he gets out of it. Don't know how, don't know when, don't know why. I'm pretty sure they say it, but I didn't catch it.
You had a kick-ass lawyer.
Fair, but I was like,
literally.
Okay. Fair, he did. That's where Daredevil comes in at. He's his lawyer, which is awesome. Because how did that work? How they pick him? How they get him? But either way, it doesn't matter. They got him.
What do you mean?
Like, how did they become his lawyer? Like, did the Avengers set that up?
He represents a lot of superheroes.
That's fair. I don't know these things. Okay. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, goes to Spider-Man 1. Goes to...
Spider-Man 2.
He goes to...
Spider-Man 3.
He goes to...
I'm sorry.
We don't even... It's just too much at this point. Okay. He goes to Doctor Strange. He asks Doctor Strange to put a curse on... Or no, put a spell on everyone so they can forget who he is. So they can forget who Peter Parker is. Peter Parker realizes that... he wants Ned to know. He wants MJ to know. He wants Happy to know. He wants May to know. And also the Avengers to know that he's Spider-Man. And he says as much while he's casting spells. So every 2 seconds, Doctor Strange has to, okay, I'll do a different one. Okay, I'll make a little whatever, a little footnote, and it ends up fucking up, and it tears through the space-time continuum and multiverse, and then he contains it in the movie. But is it? No, because even though he contained people coming in from the multiverse who knew Peter Parker, guess what? Some people slipped through the cracks. A la Doc Ock. A la, what's his name? Green Goblin. And once these two people show up, all hell breaks loose from there. And we're going to talk about the fucking rest. Because that's all I got, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
We're going to talk about the rest, yeah.
It's a lot. And you just got to deal with it. With that being said, let's just go. Because we're getting too giddy. We got to do it. Let's get into some likes.
I got to get it out.
We're going to start. We're going to tag team it. I'm going to start with young Chris over here. Likes of Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 1.
The first thing that I wrote was Spider-Man hit me.
Who?
Spider-Man hit me. Didn't like that. I liked it. Like, it was a like because I was like, ooh. But at the same time, I was like, ooh, gross. When they landed, when him and MJ landed, and like the crowd immediately like surrounded them, and all the people just started getting up in his business.
Oh, that woman.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was like in his face. She's like, hey, Spider-Man this, Spider-Man that. And he was like, I gotta get out of here. And he's like, did you see that? Spider-Man just hit me. Spider-Man hit me. I was like, bitch, if Spider-Man hits you, you are hit. He did not hit you. Because as we see later in the movie, if Spider-Man wants you hit, you are getting hit.
That's
God
fair.
damn.
I tried. I tried to forget that because it was gonna get a little social justice-y in here, and because it would piss me off. But I was having too much fun at that point because I was sitting in a Spider-Man movie.
Yes,
so I was like, forget that part.
It's a like. Yes. It's a like, but it's also because like they're making the MCU like the world is, for better or worse.
Facts. And
it's like this like social media victim culture that people love to play. Like, oh, this just happened to me. Yeah. Bitch, nothing happened to you. His life was falling apart. Like, it had just started falling apart, and you and all of New York City tried to get in his face and tried to get in his business, and
it wasn't even him.
No.
They were trying to attack this woman that had nothing to do. I mean, it had something to do with him, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She wasn't up there fighting Mysterio.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we just learned this information 30 seconds ago. He's a murderer.
Same.
You're a murderer. Are you his girlfriend? You're with a murderer?
That's the only thing I would say that's not like this world, is that people wouldn't do that. People would cower. They'd be like, they would look, they would call, but they wouldn't intervene. There's not a lot of people in the world who would intervene.
No,
I don't think that. It's because I know there's like a thing called like a mob rule or whatever, like
mob mentality.
Yeah, it's really tough if you can't process stuff first.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, it happened right away. Oh shit! And I don't think in real life people would have connected like, oh, her and him.
Right.
It would have just been like him. Oh no, him, and then they'd have been like, hey, didn't you come with them too? Like, it's too easy to disappear in a crowd.
Yeah.
Especially New York. And I do think that woman, to get social justice-y, there is a thing, weaponized cries of a white woman. And that's exactly what she was doing. Yeah. And I was like,
didn't work.
I was like, Spider-Man. I was like, I had to just focus on Spider-Man. Because if not, I'm like, okay. Hey, Chris, before we do Slushie review, I need to do another podcast first.
Hey, let's do it.
So, yeah, the sausage
I will sit quietly and watch.
No. But yes, I agree.
But yeah, I liked it, but also I hated it.
That's fair.
I had not hated it like it was a dislike, but I hated it because I was like, ooh, that's too real.
Yeah, facts. I agree.
But I liked it.
I agree with that.
It was a like for me. That's the first thing I wrote.
Okay.
So doesn't. Some of these are just happening in no specific order of just how I wrote them
That's
down.
fair.
But
No worries.
so that's just the first thing I wrote. What's yours?
It's Spider-Man. So that's how Spider-Man. I was like, it's Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man. How do I not like Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Well, I should like Spider-Man. Who doesn't like Spider-Man?
I think Spider-Man is probably like one of the most well-liked characters, like comic book characters. He's like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and then I don't know who Marvel's other one is, but I feel like Spider-Man is probably like top for Marvel.
Yeah, probably Hulk.
I could see that.
Not because of MCU, just because
I could see
Hulk.
that. But I just feel like Spider-Man is one of the most like beloved characters. He had he's had a balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade for like years.
As it should.
He had his own animated series in like the 60s.
Yep.
Or maybe it wasn't the 60s. It was a long time ago. And then he's had like a lot of cartoon series, a lot of movies, a lot of video games based on the movies or other things. Spider-Man's been around. Spider-Man's done it all, baby. Everybody loves Spider-Man. And why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, there's one guy who didn't like Spider-Man. But I'm sure we'll mention him here or there. But yeah.
Maybe next. But anyway.
Maybe next.
But
yeah. So Spider-Man just being Spider-Man, just being red, blue, and whatever. Yeah. That's it.
It was great. Spider-Man's always great.
Yeah. What's your second like? Because I think it's the same.
Well, my second like...
Or whatever you want to go
say, my second like was not the second thing I wrote down. The second thing I wrote down was J.J. Jameson.
That's my second like.
Because
I wrote Triple J.
Yep. I mean, mine looks like I wrote J.J. Jameson because I just... it's just like 3. I didn't put any spaces or dots or anything.
That's why I did Triple J. I was like, this is easier.
There you go. We knew he was going to be in there.
I didn't think he was going to be in it as much as he was.
Oh, no, I meant on the likes.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly wasn't even expecting him to necessarily be in this one. I didn't think they were going to pick it up right at the end.
I didn't either.
Of No Way Home, which honestly, that should have been my first like or at the end of Far From Home, not No Way Home. This is No Way Home. But yes, J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, I wasn't expecting him to be in it as much. I'm glad that he was.
Oh, absolutely.
And seems like he will be going forward. Love it. But yeah, it's our guy.
He's great.
Yes.
He's been great over multiple universes, multiple other universes.
Yes.
He's just always a good man.
He's been in a lot of things that I like.
I mean, his best friend is Hank Mardukas, so I get it.
That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Hank Mardukas.
He's just a good man. What's his real name?
J.K. Simmons?
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
He's just a great guy.
Hank Mardukas. That's my best friend. Jesus.
I had to say it. Because why do I remember that name? I don't know, but I do.
I didn't remember anything about I Love You Man except for the name Hank Mardukas.
I agree. The first time I watched it, I was like, obviously, it's Hank Mardukas. But yeah, J. Jonah, man. He was good.
Yes.
He was really good.
He's always good.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man's a menace.
Oh. He's a criminal.
That masked vigilante. Oh.
He was saying all the buzzwords.
Dude, yes.
I was like,
he was hitting all the hot topics. And he was selling his Daily Bugle supplements. The only other daily fix you need.
Did you notice that at the end?
The green screen was amazing.
Yeah.
What at the end?
That it didn't say Daily Bugle anymore. It said
it's a Daily Fix. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I love it. I was like, oh man, this is good.
Yes.
I like how they show behind the scenes. Like he was at his house or something, or he was somewhere. It looked like a hoarder's house.
Sitting in front of his green screen.
Oh my god. I was like, this is just too much, but I love it.
But he also had like a chopper.
They did. It said like daily.
Yeah. Because it made me think like when they showed him doing the things like, oh, he's just like a guerrilla journalist type thing. Like he's just doing his own thing. He had helicopters at his disposal.
He did.
He had vans with his fucking logos and shit on the side of it. He had crews. He had informants. He had all kinds of shit.
That was too much.
He was getting it done.
He was though.
He didn't have a vibrating desk with all his pills on it, unfortunately. Not that one. Not that one. The wife's on line 1. Tell her I said. Okay. I love you.
Yeah, it was good seeing him again. Like I said, I thought, like you said, I thought he was only going to be relegated to like a, he was in the last one for a minute.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be it.
For a minute. That man was in it. Mm-hmm. And him and Peter Parker had a call together.
He was almost like the, 6th villain in this movie.
Almost.
He showed up at the end when everyone was trying to kick his ass. I got you now.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh man.
This guy. It's good.
So good.
So, my next couple likes. My next 7 likes. I lied. My next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 likes are just people. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna name them all. How about that? I'll still have at least 6 more likes to go after that. So we're good.
Let's do it.
We still got enough. My first person like, it was a like, but I know what I wrote is how I'm gonna say it. Oh, happy. Oh, happy. Harold got his heart broken. He was crying at the door. I felt so bad. She was like, "It's a fling. It's a fling." I was like, he was like, "Yeah, but what could I have done differently?" I was like, "Oh, happy. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go."
He did.
Yeah, well,
He didn't have a choice.
yeah. Shit. Do you want me to keep going with my people?
Yeah.
Or yeah, okay. Ned.
Yep.
MJ.
Yep.
Murdoch.
Yes.
Daredevil. He was good. We can talk about that.
He was the biggest surprise in this movie for me.
Facts.
Honestly.
And I didn't even watch the show. I did not watch the Daredevil show. Did you watch it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I did not watch it. Don't really care for him. Didn't care for the Ben Affleck one. For the Ben Affleck Batman
one was trash.
Yeah. But didn't care for that. But I heard it was good. I think you've told me it's good. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure Jake told me it was good.
The dude kicks some ass in that show.
Yeah, I heard there's like a hallway scene that's really good.
There's a couple.
A couple, yeah.
Like I think each season had at least one that were great.
So everyone always talked about that, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should watch. And I think it's still on Netflix. Actually, mm-hmm. I just checked because I was checking Netflix one day and I saw it was like Jessica Jones. I was like, I thought they took all these off.
No, I think they're all still on there.
Yeah, I don't think all of them are they? Like even Iron Fist.
I just think nobody watches it. I just think it might as well not be on there.
Same. Yeah, biggest surprise only because I didn't know who I knew who he was. I knew who he was gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as I saw him, I was like, there he is.
Yeah. When he
got on screen, Chris was silent.
When he showed up on that screen, I didn't say a word, let me tell you. I definitely did not exclaim in the middle of a movie theater, "Oh, fuck me." Oh, wait, no, I totally did that because I was so just surprised. And it was a good surprise, too.
The greatest thing is that we try to avoid spoilers like the plague.
Yeah.
Or COVID. And that one didn't get spoiled for you. Yeah. And I'm happy for you, man.
I'm so happy that it didn't get spoiled for me.
Good stuff.
I was happy. I was happy Hogan that shit did not get spoiled for me.
Before the breakup.
Let me tell you.
You're right.
I would have been happy. No, actually, I don't think I would have. I would have been pissed. If it had gotten spoiled for me, I'd be like, cool. Because why would you need to spoil it? He's literally in like a scene.
Yeah, he's not. Yep.
And because
that was a good scene.
Yes, he didn't need to be in the whole thing. Because at one point I was like, is he going to show up later? That wouldn't. No, because why would he need to be? Because there's going to be so much other stuff happening later.
Yeah.
And they didn't put him in later, and I was like, great. Because he's in there, he's established, and now he can show up in somebody else's movie, or maybe I don't know if he'll get his own movie. A lot of these movies coming up are probably going to be team ups, and I'm excited.
Seems like it. Guardians
of the Galaxy and the Thor one, they're at least going to be one. Whichever one comes out first, it has to start as a team up, unless they like split up before the opening credits.
Doctor Strange.
Yes, Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness is going to be a team up movie.
I will tell you why later.
Baby, please. We're going to get there. Anywho, fuck me, Daredevil was in it.
Daredevil. It was a good. He had a good. Oh, he had such a good thing. It was great. Somebody go ahead. Go ahead.
Brick through his window. They threw a brick through Peter's Aunt May's window that said, what did it say? Mysterio was right on it. Yeah. And dude doesn't even flinch, doesn't anything, just catches that shit out of midair from it came from behind him, and he just snatches it. And Peter's like, "How'd you do that? How'd you do that?" I'm a really good lawyer.
Pretty good lawyer.
Pretty good.
Something of a lawyer myself.
Yeah. Yes, Matt Murdock, 100% agree.
Facts. Next character, Wong.
Yep.
He was great.
Supreme. I wrote Wong Supreme.
Ooh, yes. Which was great to know.
And he didn't come with tomatoes and sour cream.
Okay.
He didn't cost a little bit extra and just have 2 things on it. Wong was the Sorcerer Supreme.
I know, and I wonder if that's going to matter. I don't know. I think it will.
I'm thinking that's why he was in the end credit scene for Shang-Chi and not Doctor Strange.
That's a good point.
Because he was like, I have responsibilities. He's like, I have heightened responsibilities now. And he was packing bags and coming and going. I think that's why he was at the end. Now I think that's why he was at the end of Shang-Chi. And he wasn't just at the end of Shang-Chi, but I think that at the end of Shang-Chi, I think that's why he showed up and not Doctor Strange.
Interesting.
Because the Sorcerer Supreme can apparently take a little time to rig a fight and clean up on the back end.
Yeah. Shit.
I mean,
good time.
Steven says he got a lot of technicality, but he still got it.
Fair.
I guess I lost the title when I was away for 5 years. You vacated your title, and someone else stepped in and got it.
Listen, we did an interim champ.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
$18,000 and a chance at the title. Ha ha!
Oh, Jim said, "Could you keep it down?" Okay, now we're getting to some juicy characters. Doc Ock.
Juicy.
We knew he was coming. We knew he was going to be here.
Yes.
But Doc Ock.
Yes.
What else is there to say? He was great. He was funny. Peter.
He was great.
He was good.
The fact that he showed up, because they say it in the movie, he's like, I had built my machine. I was choking Spider-Man, and then I was here.
Mm-hmm.
He showed up at the peak of being pissed in the middle of his crazy villain scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just looking to kill a Spider-Person, and it was good.
Peter,
let me tell you, your new suit can't save you, Peter.
It was a good time.
And it totally did.
Oh, absolutely. You see that fucking thing bent?
Couple times.
Oh, shit. The little stabby thing?
Dude.
Sheesh.
That was great.
Sheesh.
When he took over his arms with the nanotech.
Okay, we're going to talk about that? Let's talk about
it.
I got it written down.
Same.
It was a saber-like, but let's talk about it.
So good.
I was like, what the fuck? He was like, oh, nanotech. And it synced up with his arms.
When his arms turned around, I was like, oh, no.
That's what I said at first.
I was like, oh no. And then Peter just started moving it with his hands.
Even better.
Yes. Oh, come on.
I was like, his arms has nanotech?
Yeah.
This man's going to be unstoppable.
I was like, they had this technology back in 2004? 5, whenever that movie came out?
Shit. I was like, he's going to be fucking unstoppable. Yeah. I was like, fuck it. Unlimited power.
The power of the sun. In the palm of his hand.
Man, I was like, bro, it's in your arms, bro.
You got some red on you.
Jim, do you got your tickets? Tickets to what? To the gun show. God damn.
Walked into that
one. Next up.
Yes.
You know who it is.
I hope I do.
You know who it is.
Is he something of a movie star himself?
Oh my God.
Was he something of an Aquaman himself?
I couldn't even write all the things I wanted to write about him.
Dude, same.
Because he Green Goblin, if you don't know, okay, first off, he shows up, he cackles. Then he becomes sane, but also insane at the same time, but not Green Goblin insane, to where he's like the good guy. And then he gets put into these little cases. Doctor Strange comes back and he goes, "I can help you, Peter." And Chris, you didn't even say anything. You're like, "No," or you said something like that. You're like, "No."
It was too good.
No. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on because I'm watching the movie, but Chris knows because he's a connoisseur of movies here. And I'm like,
damn you, God damn you.
It's true. And he was like, "Peter, I can help you." Chris goes, "No." He's like, "I'm something of a scientist myself." I was like, "Mother."
Yes, he did it. He said it.
I was like, he said the line.
He did it.
Roll credits. I didn't even know what to do. I was like, I love it, hate it, love it more than I hate it.
When he first showed up on the screen, the first thing I wrote is the same thing I said to you. I was like, "Here comes the star of the show."
You did. You said it out loud.
That's what I wrote. The star of the show.
Here's the thing.
Something of a scientist. But there is so much more to talk about.
That one part, because was he on the screen first? Or did we only see him?
Pumpkin bomb first.
Okay.
Then I think you heard the laugh.
Yeah. And then we didn't see him for another couple minutes, right?
He showed up and then they got the fuck out of there. I think Strange warped him. I think Strange warped Peter into the sanctum at that point. Or he real quick snapped back to being there.
I think you're right. Okay, I was wondering. I couldn't remember.
Because then you didn't see him again for a minute.
Yeah. But I was like, okay. So the scientist thing was great. Then I noticed, I was like, I'm liking this purple hoodie. And then after that, I was like, okay, all right, you guys are just spoiling me at this point.
He was the villain of the movie.
He really was. William Dafoe. I mean, Come on, at this point.
I wasn't sure who was going to be the villain, honestly, because
out of the 4 Spider-Mans he's been in, he's been the best thing out of all 4 of them.
Yeah. I can't even argue with that. That's not even a...
Because he was in the first 3 for sure.
Yeah.
And he was great in this one.
Yes.
He was the main villain.
Yeah. Because in a movie with what was it? It was him, Electro, Dr. Octopus, the Lizard, Sandman. In a movie with 5 other villains, he was the villainiest villain.
Yes.
Because Sandman didn't want to hurt anybody. He just wanted to go home. Doc Ock got fixed. The Lizard,
he was cool either way.
He was cool. He's like, I could.
He's waiting till the for it to all happen.
Yeah, he just wanted to see who was going to start. He's like, I'll stay in the truck. I'll just wait in the car.
Yeah,
I'll just wait in the car and I'll see what happens.
And then when he heard J. Jonah, he was like,
oh, I gotta.
And it begins.
I don't like this guy.
Yeah,
this is not my kind of guy. Electro was like, okay, I kind of like the new. It's like I like the new power here. This is good. Mm-hmm. And he's like, all right, you can drain me, whatever. And then it started going. He's like, I don't know if I like this.
Because somebody said something to him. Green Goblin said something to him.
Yeah.
And then that's when Peter was like, wait a minute.
And he had seen the arc reactor. He was like, ooh.
Who's seen it?
Electro.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I want to try that out. And he's like, no, we're trying to go the other way. He's like, okay.
But yeah, that's when the Green Goblin was like,
yeah.
Gods.
He's like, gods don't ask.
That's fair.
Take. And he was, oh man. This is just going to turn into a Willem Dafoe appreciation podcast for a minute because I have so much more to talk about him.
Let's do it.
They had a fucking WrestleMania main event match in Happy Hogan's condo.
Yes.
He gave him a last ride powerbomb through hell, through the floor. Spine buster through another floor. Mm-hmm. When Peter jumped up off the fucking wall, mounted him on the shoulder and just started wailing on him, he was like, ugh. And then like the
He
camera,
powered up.
like his fist went past the camera, and he just had Willem Dafoe had the biggest fucking smile on his face, and the next like 5 punches, his face did not change, and that was so good.
It was.
Let me tell you,
He was just laughing his ass off, and I was like,
oh man.
Can we just say Willem Dafoe's crazy? I was like,
Yes.
I think we can just say that at this point. Like, I don't think it's Green Goblin.
Dude, or when what's his name? Doc Ock was like, Norman, what have you done? Norman's on vacation, honey. Dude, he was like, man, I forgot that he said shit like that back in the old one. And I was like, oh.
Talk about needing some camp. We needed it.
The only thing, honestly, the only thing that could have been better with him is if they had done the fucking Aunt May thing again. Where he's like, finish it! If someone was praying.
Okay. To be fair, when Peter was almost dead and Aunt May did her thing, and Aunt May I don't understand how she didn't get impaled by that glider, but I think she did.
I think she just got a chunk taken out of her or something.
And she's laying there, and he's looking at Peter, and he's like he's looking back and forth at her and him, and Peter's like, "Fuck are you doing?" He like, if you notice, like Peter wasn't like, he was just like, "What?" And he's just like,
Yeah, because she got up first.
I think so.
She got up first,
yeah,
and I think she was like in shock or some shit because she wasn't. She's like, "Oh, I'm okay, I just gotta catch my breath." And I was like, "Oh, this bitch is dead."
Oh yeah.
That was tough to watch.
Well, man. Before that though, he was just like looking at her like, "Oh, I don't know." He's like, "You did this," and he was looking at. I'm like, "He's about to kill her, man." I always thought she was dead, because I think you kind of exclaimed when that glider was outside the thing.
Yes,
I was like, oh, he's gonna. At first, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna die."
Yeah,
the same way he died again.
No, I was like, he's gonna get her.
And then Aunt May like kind of circled around to the door, and I was like, "This bitch." I was like, "She's about to fucking get it."
Yes.
In the back, and she did. She got it, and fucking. But like they made it seem like it just like blew a hole in the wall and she flew away.
Yeah.
Nah, she got impaled by those fucking.
She got fucked up. And then there was
if her butler takes care of her, he'll see those fucking sword wounds.
God. And then there was an explosion like.
Yeah, he threw
5 feet away from her right after. So
like,
yeah, if that didn't get her,
and that was the thing. He was like baiting him. He was like. He kept looking at her, kept looking at Peter. Peter didn't know what the fuck was going on because he just got his ass whooped. And then all of a sudden he's like, "You did this," and Peter goes, "What?" And then he clicks the bomb, and then Peter starts jumping over there, and he throws a bomb, and he just flies away. Peter gets blown up, she gets blown up, and I'm like, I knew she was about to die. I was like, she's about to die.
As soon as I saw, I had no doubts about anything happening to her one way or the other. Until I saw that glider.
Yeah.
When I saw that glider, I was like, she is dead.
Yeah, because when she was running around, I was like, I didn't even think about it. Like you said, like I didn't like, oh, she might die. I was just like, okay, she got away. Because they stopped showing her for a second. And I was like, okay, because they were having a wrestling match.
Yes.
And that was way more important.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, cool. And then when he powerbombed Peter through to the bottom floor, and she was right there, I was like, I still didn't think she was going to die at that point.
Me neither.
I was just like, And then she stabbed him with the little toxin.
Yep.
Which did nothing, by the way. It did 0 things.
Nope.
Can we just say? But that made more sense because he helped create it. And he was still kind of fucked up. So I was like, okay.
Because he wasn't trying to fix himself.
Nah, he wasn't.
The whole time.
He was just playing a part.
Yep.
And I was just like, okay. Yeah, but when that glider came, I was like, oh, he's dead. Then I was like, she's about to die. And then she was like, no, I'm okay. And she kept like wobbling.
Yep.
I'm like,
I was like, oh no, this is getting harder to watch.
I'll just tell you. I wrote it down as a dislike, but it's not really a dislike because I get it. But literally, as soon as she said great power, I was like, oh, she's dead.
Yeah.
I was like, the only people who say that die.
Yep, that too.
I was like, so, boom. I broke. Great power means death. So I haven't been wrong 100% so far. And the great thing is that she almost said it in the first couple in Homecoming or something like that, or maybe it was in Homecoming, wasn't it? before she knew he was Spider-Man, she said something like that to him. Because in Far From Home, he was gone the whole time. She wasn't near him.
Yeah, she was barely in it. She was in at the very beginning, and that was it.
And she said it, but it was like a different line. It wasn't the same thing. And I was like, okay, cool. But then when she said it this time, I was like, could she just die already, though? That was the one point I was like, okay, this is going on far too long. She's dead. We get it. But, yeah. Goblin, man.
He was the best.
What else you got?
I still have a little bit more about
Yeah.
him. Then they have their WrestleMania rematch on the fucking Captain America shield that fell off the Statue of Liberty.
Yep.
Spider-Man was trying to kill him.
Yeah, 100%.
Tom Holland, Peter Parker was like, I want to kill you myself.
Yes.
And I was like, ooh, let's see where this goes.
I thought he was going to kill him.
When he went for that big fucking punch, and it like, boom, and it put a big dent
in the
that
bottom?
shield. And like you heard it like that, boom, like reverberate through the shield. It's like, ooh, he was trying to kill him with that. That was so much fun to watch.
It reminded me of The Matrix. It reminded me of what other movie that I just watched? Some movie with robots. Like they're trying to, like, you're on the ground. I'm trying to stump your head in.
Yeah.
And I was like, Peter. Oh, it was so good.
It was also previously mentioned, like not long before that, it was Andrew Garfield's like, I stopped pulling my punches. I got rage filled, and he was like, I'm gonna remember this for later. Apparently, because oh my god, he like put a fucking crater in that thing.
He did, and he should have.
Oh man, he almost killed him. Because when he was like just webbing him, and he beat the shit out of him. Mike Tyson's punch out beat the shit out of Willem Dafoe, and then he hit him with that like over the shoulder fucking sunset flip power bomb.
Yeah,
and
was so
he
good.
was donezo.
Yeah, and he still kept hitting him after that. I heard, what did he?
He picked the glider up.
Oh, that
he
was
grabbed
right
his eye
after.
and he was gonna just like finish him off.
Yeah,
man, that was so good.
He was funny. He was good. He was funny. He was everything.
He was the best, honestly. Like of all the movies that we've watched of the Spider-Mans, Amazing Spider-Man is probably my favorite one. But Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin has to be my favorite villain.
Facts.
Because as much as I did love the Lizard in that, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is just so he's over the top, crazy, campy, funny, crazy. He's amazing.
Yeah.
And they brought him back to do it again, and I loved it.
Same.
I loved it.
Same.
Anywho,
I did write down Lizard, but the only reason why I wrote him down was when he started talking, because I thought it was just going to be like a CGI thing for a minute.
yeah.
And then he spoke, and I was like, "Oh shit, they got the guy! They got the guy!
Yeah.
the guy on the guy!" I was like, "Okay, that was good."
Yes. Sandman was almost a dislike for me
Fair.
because I didn't think it was the guy.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Nah.
And then they squeezed him in at the end, and it was great.
He'd look like I was like, God damn, Jim Varney's in there somewhere.
Yeah, like I couldn't
felt
tell.
it.
I couldn't tell. It's like it looks like him, but it's also like it was also all CG. So like, okay, it might not be the same dude because I honestly didn't remember like the voice well enough to like, oh, that's almost clearly him or anything.
Yeah.
Like clearly that was Ricey fans as the Lizard.
Clearly.
But like once fucking Flint Marko started talking, Sandman started talking, I was like, this could just be some guy because I
That's
really don't
fair.
remember his voice that much. And at the very end when they cured him, I think you and I both were like, fuck yeah, because he had like this.
I didn't think I was going to see his face.
He had the stripy shirt on.
Didn't think I was going to see Lizard's face either.
You know what I mean, Vern? He was just up from that Statue of Liberty.
So here's my thing about Sandman. Talk about surprise. I didn't know. I had no idea.
That he was even in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, or did I know? No, I don't think I knew.
I unfortunately kind of did.
I feel like someone tried to tell me. And I was like, I don't know. Whatever. You said you did know? How did you know?
It was semi-spoiled for me. It was in the same thing of like that invisible person punches the lizard scene because there's like a bunch of electricity and sand and shit flying around. And I was like, oh, well, here's the lizard, here's Dr. Octopus, even though he wasn't even in that part, but we had already seen him. They're like, here's him. And there's like a bunch of sand, so we're like, oh, that's obviously Sandman. I was like, I guess. I was like, if it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. Until it is proven to me, you are wrong. And that's fine.
That's what I say.
Because you can always be like, oh, well, I was right the whole time. And that's fine. That's very satisfying for you. You don't have to point everything out to me. I have eyes that can see, and I can watch a movie, and I can see things and have them be surprised.
You're talking about the hypothetical you.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, I don't want to show you anything, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you like,
You're talking about me.
I don't need people to show me shit.
Right,
like,
right,
I just want to
fair.
see it. I just want to watch the movie. I don't need to see, hey, there's Mechagodzilla's foot in the background. Again.
Here's the thing, Chris. As soon as I know a movie's coming out that I want to see, there's nothing else I need to see about it.
Same. Like, I'll see. I'm with you in the camp of one trailer, one and done.
We saw the Morbius trailer.
Yeah.
That's all I need to see.
And I think that's the only one that they've done.
I think I saw more in this trailer than the first trailer I saw.
Oh.
I saw like it was like a preview,
Yeah.
sneak peek or something, like a 30-second spot.
Yeah.
Then I don't think I saw this trailer because I think you told me about Michael Keaton, and then I saw a picture of it, and I was like, okay, he's in it. And then I may have saw this trailer, but I don't think I saw this trailer.
If they've done multiple trailers for the Morbius movie, this is the only one that I've actually seen. Because the only trailer I've seen is the one that had Michael Keaton. And
So that's the only one I see.
and him saying, like, on Venom at the end of it.
Yeah.
And that goofy shit.
The earlier one was kind of like like they took 30 seconds off the trailer just to show a little bit of it. Like when he first turned into like whatever the fuck he
Because I definitely didn't see the first trailer for that movie. I definitely saw this one, like this trailer, before.
Yeah.
Because Michael Keaton, baby, come on.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the universe, so
Yeah,
I mean, I'm excited to see where it goes.
Same.
Okay, these next two characters. 'Cause I'm still in characters. Let me just say this. Spoiler alert. Let me just say this. There have been rumblings of these next two characters that were going to be in this movie for 7-8 months now.
Yeah.
Ever since fucking WandaVision ended. I feel like there was a time where
Even before that,
this
maybe.
wasn't even a thing, and then it became a thing, and then everybody said no, and everybody of course was like, "You're lying," because why? Because I need to ruin it for myself, not me, but whoever they are.
Yep.
Me personally, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I had no, and honestly, walking into the theater, I was just like, I don't know anything, and I'm happy. I was happy. Because I wasn't happy who got broken up with. I was emoting. I was happy. I was like, I got away with it.
Yeah.
I felt like I got away with something. I got away with not being spoiled. And let me tell you, if the only thing I knew was Green Goblin and Doc Ock, I'm batting 1,000 at this point. Why?
Yeah.
Because
That was in the trailer.
that was on the poster.
Yeah, that was in the poster too. Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I am just up to date as any deaf person could be looking at a poster. I had no idea. And I ecstatic about it. So these next two, I didn't even think it was still a possibility. Sir.
Honestly, same. I really didn't think they were going to do it.
And they did it. And if you go back a couple episodes, I don't know which episode, Keith, say, if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in this movie, I'm not going to like it. Let me tell you what. I'm not saying I was wrong. I didn't like it. I loved it.
There it is.
And it was great.
It was.
And Andrew Garfield is by far the best fucking Spider. I like Tom Holland. I do. He's cool. Andrew Garfield was fucking amazing.
He's my favorite of the three.
Talk about stealing the show.
Yes.
He came in and stole the show for me. First off, prove your Spider-Man. He just jumps up, hangs from the wall by 3 fingers.
One hand on you.
And they're like, do more.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
He's like, you want more?
I don't need to.
What more is there to do?
It's like,
I'm Spider-Man.
my nana said, can you get the cobweb? I can do that.
Yeah.
And he crawls over.
They like crawl over. Like, I'm not going to do that. Can you get the cobweb? Oh, yeah, I got that. I can do that.
Is that enough? And I'm just like, This guy, look at him. He's amazing.
First off, like Privy Spider-Man, he's in a fucking Spider-Man suit.
Same.
He's in a Spider-Man suit from the neck down.
And the crazy thing is, at first I thought it was Toby.
I didn't.
The reason why I thought it was Toby is because that was the alley Toby was in when he kisses MJ, and I was like, Toby?
When I saw the little wave, and they're like, Peter, and he like waved, I was like, that's not Toby Maguire.
Couldn't tell.
But for a split second, I thought it might have been. I fucking thought it might have been Venom for like a split second, because it was like I just saw like the dark, because I just saw the dark outline and the white eyes. I was like, that's either Venom or that's Amazing Spider-Man. Like it's because like the little playful wave was like, that's not Tobey Maguire's MO as Spider-Man.
That's fair.
And it wasn't Venom. I was like, great, it's fucking Andrew Garfield. This is amazing. I was super excited. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I was one of the more excited people in the theater. I restrained myself.
I didn't say anything, but I put my hands up because I was excited. Because I knew I was the only one. I knew I was the only one. And when I saw him, I was like...
You were not the only one, Keith. You and I were the only ones.
Fair, that's fair. Sorry. You're right.
Because we have good taste in Spider-Man. Not that anyone has bad taste in Spider-Man, but I think we have pretty good taste in Spider-Man.
Same. We are the better of the people. As soon as I saw him, I was like... No. They did it.
Yeah.
God damn.
Because one of them being in it, you know the other one's in it.
Oh, absolutely. And that's when I was like, after the initial shock of seeing Andrew, I was like, that means, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do here, because at this point, I was so excited to the point where I was like, I wasn't even crying, but like I was cheesing so hard, there were tears coming from my eyes. I was just like, this is a great movie. This is a great.
Yeah, I was like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. I think I said that a couple times.
You did.
I was like, this is the best movie I've seen in my life.
Honestly,
I think it was when Andrew Garfield showed up. I was like, this is the best movie ever.
It was. And at that point, yes.
It is.
And at the end, yes.
Yes.
Because it's Andrew Garfield. He was hilarious.
Are we just gonna talk about him for a minute?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
He was hilarious.
As usual.
Which
we love.
He was.
You know we love that.
Goofy. He was nerdy. He was smart as fuck.
Yep.
And he was cocky.
As Spider-Man is. He's nerdy, smart, and funny.
A
little too handsome if you ask me. But.
He was handsome. I was like, this guy. He was so good.
Yes.
He was so good. I don't know if I said it, but he was so fucking good. And I was just like, how do you not? Every single thing he did on the screen. Listen, I felt like Plop and fucking whatever Clark when they're like, oh, we're just brownie points with the boss. We clap at everything he does. He's like, but now I feel like we're clapping and we actually do think that the stuff he does is awesome. That was me every time, anytime he was on the screen. And he was just like, he did something. And I was like, look at this guy.
Because you know what I kind of realized? Andrew Garfield Spider-Man gives off big time Ben Schwartz energy. And
yes.
I'm into that.
And he looks just like him. That hair.
He looks a lot like him too.
Thank you. Someone said it.
Pills, baby.
He could have. I would have. I lost it.
Dude, everything he did. When he was like, Spider-Man 3, I was like, also, you didn't get one. But hilarious.
There was too much. Not too much. When I say too much, I just meant too much for my happiness. There were too many things that he kept saying and the other Spider-Man kept saying to allude to the fact that people don't like him.
Yeah.
And they're like, but you're amazing. And I'm like, yes, he is fucking amazing.
That whole fucking gas up session that they gave him was like, you're amazing. You're amazing. He's like, you're amazing. I was like, yes. And I was like, yes. I
loved it because I was like,
yes.
Fuck everybody.
Yes.
Because they like him, so fuck you.
Yeah. Now you like him.
Yeah.
You like him now.
Same.
We liked him then and now and later. Before, after, be after for.
Be after for.
All of it.
What's
Every
that
of
from?
the times. Knives Out.
Knives Out.
Yep.
Be after for.
Every of the time. Morris Day and the time.
What did he say? He said something. Oh, when they were, first off, Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield came through with a spider suit on. Tobey Maguire came through with youth pastor clothes on.
You gonna go to battle just as like a cool youth pastor, or?
I thought that was great.
Hilarious.
Andrew Garfield said that.
Yep.
Great.
Of course he did.
It's the funniest
He's
shit.
the funniest Spider-Man.
He is the funniest Spider-Man. How could you not? Either way, he comes in with the spider suit on. They're like, hey, we need to do this is our plan. We need to do this. I'm like, okay, cool. That's what's up. They show Tom Holland. He's in a Spider-Man suit. They show Tobey Maguire. He's in his youth pastor suit. And fucking Andrew Garfield comes from right side of the screen with a fucking lab coat on. And I was like, this guy is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Because like Andrew Garfield is like the sciencey Spider-Man.
Yes.
Tom Holland is like the tech Spider-Man.
Yes.
And Tobey Maguire is like the he's like the OG Spider-Man. He's like the original Spider-Man.
Yeah. Like he's smart, but
he didn't have to do like gadgets and tech because he had like the biological web shooters.
Same.
So like again, nothing against him, but like the other like Tom Holland Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man have these like defining characteristics about them.
Yes, that make them Peter Parker.
Like you got to see them like in the case of Tom Holland building suits and developing technology, and with the case of Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland also like the web fluid thing, and Andrew Garfield building the web shooters and developing the web fluid and the suits and doing stuff. Loved it. And yes, lab coat Jean-Ralphio.
Lab coat. I was like, oh, he changed clothes. No, he didn't. He had a spider's
just under it.
Yeah. That's when I was just
he did
looking.
Bring a change of clothes from his universe.
Every time on the screen, I was like, there he is. Yeah. Look at that. And then, I don't know if you noticed. I noticed. I'm sure you did. But they're like, okay, guys. Like, they huddled up, talked about their plan in the little science lab. Said, okay, break. Andrew Garfield goes left. Tobey Maguire goes right. And then they bump into each other. Tobey just like, what? And Andrew Garfield's like, oh, like he does like a little spin or something. And I'm just like, because he's a fucking goofball. He's a goofball. And then he was like, hey, I'll take the lizard because I've already made it before, so easy. Yeah. And I'm like, there's a cocky. God damn you, son.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy, he gets it. And these other yahoos, who the fuck are they? Like, because I like Tobey Maguire. This is my thing. Starburst argument. I get it.
Yeah.
But if I had an all pack of red ones and an all pack of pink ones, I'm cool. I don't even need the other two. But if they were there, fine.
Yeah.
It's just like the M&Ms we talked about at the beginning of the fucking movie. They have a pack now where you can get plain peanut and peanut butter all in one. And like I told Chris, I was like, Chris is gonna go like, hey, can I get that multi-pack? But I don't want any plain or peanut.
Yeah.
Just peanut butter.
Yeah.
That's Andrew Garfield to me, for me, by me. Tobey Maguire's great. Cool. But there was like a resounding applause at the theater when Tobey Maguire came on screen. I'm like, who the fuck I was just so annoyed.
You like recoiled a little bit.
I was pissed.
Like honestly, because not that he doesn't deserve it, because he was the first movie Spider-Man. I know a lot of people love it. I love it. I love Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin a little bit more than I loved his Spider-Man, to be fair.
We talked about it.
Yes.
Matter of fact, go back and check it out. We talked about it. Guess who was not the best thing of their movie? Tobey Maguire was not.
Honestly, yes.
Out of any three.
Yes.
But Andrew Garfield was.
The villains were the best in all three of his movies.
And I know the second Amazing Spider-Man didn't have great villains, but that first Spider-Man, the Lizard, Dr. Connors was great.
Yeah.
That scene where he all down the sewers.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm fucking done.
Andrew Garfield was amazing. I was so happy to see him. The thing that I wrote was I wrote Peter's Parker.
Because why not?
All three of them.
Yeah.
Nothing to take nothing away from Tobey Maguire, because he is in this movie. He was a crucial part of it.
He was.
When
I liked him.
The three of them, or when the two Outworld Peter Parkers show up to console Tom Holland after losing Aunt May. That was great. Honestly, I loved that part.
That part was really good.
You know, like I lost somebody. Because Andrew Garfield's like, I kind of know what you're going through. Don't try to tell me you know what I'm going through. And he was like,
which is fair.
Which is fair.
That's part of grief.
Yeah, and he
5
stopped.
stages.
He was like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, he let him be.
But then they're like, no, we literally know exactly what you're going through. He's like, my uncle, and Joe McGuire's like, my Uncle Ben died. And he's like, and then Andrew Garfield's like, yeah, for me it was Gwen.
Before you said that, I was like, yeah, both their Uncle Bens died.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Martin Sheen, the other guy, and I thought we were going there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were
So
going
did I.
there. And guess what? They're like, nope, Keith, watch this.
Get ready to get hurt again.
He was just like, and I couldn't catch her, and I was like, fuck off.
Yep.
Andrew.
And I kind of like that they went with that rather than Uncle Ben because it was different. Like they each had someone different. I mean, not that because he also did lose his Uncle Ben.
Yeah, he did.
But like they all lost like someone significant and like different and in their own way special.
I agree. I think number one, Uncle Ben for Tobey Maguire was the biggest out of all 3.
He was the only person that he lost aside from Harry.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Because that's the also he's like, my best friend died in my arms after he tried to kill me.
Yep. Out of all 3, Uncle Ben for Tobey Maguire was the only person he lost.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he would have lost, even though I don't like Mary Jane, if he would have lost Mary Jane, it would have been Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Even if Uncle Ben died first, if Mary Jane had died at any point in time, which would have found me, but if she would have died at some point in time, it would have been Mary Jane for him. His Andrew Garfield's Uncle Ben dying was very tragic, and he hated it and all this other stuff. But yeah, Gwen. Yeah. Losing Gwen was tough because not only that, because Gwen lost her dad, then he lost her. Like it was a whole thing. I mean, he shattered that family, by the way.
And he got to save He got to save MJ in this movie. Let's talk about that for a second. I know we said we were done talking about him, but I'm not.
I never said that.
I did.
We are not. Oh, okay.
I said I was going to try to talk about Tobey Maguire a little bit, but Andrew Garfield. Honestly, Andrew Garfield had so much more significance in this movie to me.
I agree.
Tobey Maguire got the knife in the back from Willem Dafoe. He also like shrugged it off.
I thought he was going to die.
So did I, and then he didn't. I was like,
because
okay.
I said that before in one of our other podcasts. I said if they bring him back and kill him off, that would make me happy.
You did say that, yes.
Mm-hmm. And not happy in a sense that, but it's like, hey, this character is done. We're never bringing them back. They're dead. That's the only way.
Yeah.
And it would have made me happy.
Because he got to save MJ.
Man.
And he was like, are you okay? Yeah. Are you okay? and I'm all in my head. I was like, yeah, Sonic, are you okay? Because I know it's not the same guy, but he's really giving me that vibe. And he really
was. Because of his, it was his hair.
The hair and the voice a little bit also.
I didn't even think about it until you just said it.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that we were talking about in the car on the way home, and I was like, that was his redemption. Mm-hmm. I was like, that was his redemption. He got to save somebody's girl. And it made me happy for him. Mm-hmm. And he was happy about it. Even though he was crying, he was happy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, good for him. Good for him. It made me. And then, to be fair, let's talk about Toby.
Yeah.
He got to save somebody too.
Yeah, he got to save Norman.
Then he got a knife in the back. So, there's that.
And he lived through that. Yeah, he's like, are you okay? Yeah, the guy got stabbed. I've been stabbed before.
I was like,
if Andrew Garfield had been stabbed, he might not have survived because do you remember one of his weaknesses? Small knives. That's my only weakness is small knives. I can't. I thought about it in the theater. I was like, I'm going to save this for that. Keith will love it.
And that's another thing too. Like the way he does his web shooters and stuff. Like the way Andrew Garfield uses he embodies Spider-Man so much more. And I like Tom Holland. I really do. But he embodies like the look, the feel of Spider-Man so much more.
I agree. Like he just does it for me.
He does. Like he looks the part and he feels like the part to me. So I don't understand the hate. But let's go back to Amazing Spider-Man. When he's in that crane, is that the crane? Is he in the crane? Is that the one where he's like in the little triangle? That's him. He does it in this movie. Mm-hmm. He's at the bottom of the fucking Statue of Liberty and he stretches out and he fucking flies. And I'm like, this man is
like someone's coming for him. He does like the little like slingshot thing up to the top. Yeah.
And I was like, how do you not like that? That was one of the moments in there. I was like,
look at my boy go.
What more do you want from me?
A third movie.
Off. Yes. I feel like he should get one now. Like, they should just retroactively get him one because he was good.
Yes.
To be fair, Andrew Garfield, I forgot his real name.
What?
Oh, Andrew Garfield. I'm stupid. I'm thinking I'm calling him Peter Parker.
Peter, yeah? Peter Parker. Yeah?
We're all the same.
Yeah.
We're all the... By the computer. That was great. Andrew Garfield is in a new movie on Netflix. I think it's either Netflix or Peacock.
Okay.
And it's about the creator of Rent. And
yes.
I do like musicals. I've never seen Rent. I know about it. I watched the trailer for that and I was like, that's on my list. I like Andrew Garfield. He was good in the trailer.
I'll have to check it out.
He was singing. He was playing piano. It looked like it was really him.
I'll have to check it out.
I was like, okay. So, did Keith think I was going to see him again today? No. It's been a good day. It's been a good day.
You want the big dog, huh? You want the big dog?
They could be brothers. They could be brothers.
Honestly.
I agree.
Honestly.
Oh, man. Anything else I want to talk about Andrew Garfield? Because I know you're done, but Keith can keep going. Because he was just... He was great.
The other scene with the three of them together, where they're just sitting on top of the Statue of Liberty thing, waiting for their plan to start. Mm-hmm. And they were just talking about Spider-Man shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
when he cracked his back. Oh, man. You got like a middle back thing? Yeah, it's all swinging. You want me to get it for you?
Let me crack it back?
Crack it? Yeah, I'll get it. Get it.
I was like, of course.
Oh, yeah,
because Toby's from the 2000s.
Yeah.
First time I ever seen somebody ever do that, I think I was in college, so later 2000s. So of course he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything about that. He didn't hang around. He was all about MJ. He didn't hang around.
Andrew Garfield's all about it.
Andrew Garfield's like, I got you, buddy.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the guy at the party that's like, anybody need the back rag?
Yeah, that's Andrew Garfield. He's just such a good guy.
Yeah, like when they were just hanging out talking about Spider-Man stuff, I was like, so where do your web? It's like inside of you. Like in your body? It's like I'm not trying to like make fun of you or anything.
Is that the only place it comes out of, or is it?
Just the wrist. Does he ever get a web block? He's like, one time, it's like existential crisis type thing. Just nothing was happening.
In a garbage can in an alley.
Come on.
We were talking about it in the car because my son said, I was like, oh yeah, Andrew Garfield was great. He's like, yeah, Toby's the best. And of course, I shot him a glance.
And then you pushed him out of a moving car.
I almost did. And I was like, why?
You can be the first at something, but not be the best at it.
And that's exactly what we said to him, me and my fiance. And he's like, oh. Then he got quiet. And I was like, all right, fuck it.
I mean, he can be the best for him.
That's what I said. I told him, I said, hey, you can like whoever you want to like.
Because Andrew Garfield's the best for me.
You're wrong. But you can like whatever you want to like. And no one can take that from you. And that's how I ended it. And then I continued to talk about Andrew Garfield.
Let me take it away from her.
Because she was just like, because that's when we got to like the whole brick shit house thing and Andrew Garfield being handsome. I was like, yeah, one knock on. She was like, that's dumb. And I was like, yeah, I know. I was like, that's what people.
Guess who's handsome? Actors, usually.
Except for Toby.
Because we said it. Because we said it in the podcast several times. I was having that argument, that discussion with myself in the car on my way out of work today because I was like, I'm going to go see Spider-Man tonight. What if Andrew Garfield's in it? Well, he's handsome. Maybe a little too handsome to be Spider-Man. And then, like, I was out loud having this. I was like, all actors are handsome. What's wrong with you?
It's fair.
I was like having a little fucking Willem Dafoe Green Goblin fucking conversation in the car. I was like, well, they're all handsome. Well, they're a little more handsome than you, honey.
But not everybody can be Clint Howard, okay? Yes. We trying to sell movie tickets here. Yeah, that whole scene was great. Anytime they were together, it was great. At one point, okay, this is what I thought. I didn't know they were going to team up like that. I should have assumed it, But when they were talking about like grief and after Aunt May died, and they talk about Uncle Ben and Gwen and all that, and I was like, okay, they look like, in my opinion, that they weren't in the same place when they shot those scenes, because they panned out like once or twice, and you saw all three of them, but you didn't see them up close. Because Tobey Maguire was over here and Andrew Garfield was over here. Even in the house, they were kind of like on different planes, like your the eyesight. You know what I mean? So it was like he was a little further back.
Probably trying to make Tobey look taller.
Yeah, same. Because Andrew Garfield's got to be at least 6'2". You know, he's tall, and Tobey Maguire's not. So he was further back. I don't know if you noticed, and then Andrew Garfield was like up front. I'm like, okay, but then when they got to Tom Holland, everybody was on different heights, and they were all on different. And I was like, they're not going to be in the rest of the movie. That's crazy. And then they were like touching each other. I was like, hey! I was so excited. I was like, yes, they're here. And they actually got to film this together.
Everyone's here.
And I just love the dynamic between all three of them.
Yes.
Because it's more than just this movie. It's like respect for the role, respect for the fans that they love all three of them, including the Amazing Spider-Man. I said I was going to hate it, and I did not. And I loved it.
Yeah. I said that this movie was never going to be able to live up to the expectations that were placed on it, and I was wrong, because let me tell you.
You got to do it the way I did it. You said they were never going to live up to the expectation. They didn't. They exceeded it.
Yeah, they exceeded it. They really did.
Yeah.
Therefore, apology not necessary.
Those are my characters.
Okay.
We went a little long on that, but that's okay.
There were a lot of characters in this movie.
I got more, not character. No, I don't have any more characters, but I have more stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you do too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. You go.
Mirror dimension fight.
I said mirror dimension. Yes. I love when we have the same likes, bro. Honestly, I do.
When they showed that one trailer, and it was like the train going through God knows where, and only Spider-Man and Doctor Strange were on it, there was no indication to me that they were fighting.
I agree. Because I do remember that scene, because I remember the train.
Yeah. I was like, train, I don't see Dr. Octopus. Because we know he's in it. And we know he likes to fight Peter Parkers on trains.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I thought they were going to like do an homage to Tobey Maguire holding on.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That fight was great.
That fight was really good.
Because for one, I didn't see it coming.
Same.
And also, he won. Peter's like, I just fought Doctor Strange in another dimension, and I won, and I beat him. And I was like, yes!
Because, again, how smart is he? He was
Very.
like, "Whoa, this is just geometry.
Yeah.
You're good at geometry," talking to himself.
Yeah, he's like just doing math shit. He's like, hey, magic's cool, but you know what's cooler than math? Or cooler than magic? Math. And I was like, nope, it's not. But it was sweet when he like had him in that, I don't know what he called it, like Archimedes, whatever math term, and he just like webbed him up, and he's like, I was dangling above the Grand Canyon for 12 hours. Took him 12 hours to get out of that shit. Same. And he's magic.
Yeah, he's magic.
In another dimension where he said he was in control.
Ring.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But he was in another dimension where he said he was in control. And it took him 12 hours to get out of that shit.
Now he knows how Loki feels.
I've been falling for 30 minutes. Yes, that fight was wacky and I loved it.
So I did see that in the trailer. The one thing, before even all of that, every trailer that I skip past, there's always a steal scene. It was either Spider-Man in his pose, like Peter Parker, or it was Doctor Strange forcing his, I forget what they call it. They say it in Doctor Strange. When they did it to the Hawk, when she did it to the Hawk as well.
Oh, the astral projection thing where like separates his body.
When they do that, and I didn't know what he was carrying.
I got something for that too.
Because there's like, he does like this, and I'm like, oh wait, I've seen this, but I didn't watch it because I didn't know. But I'm like,
I had seen that still also.
Yeah, so I'm like, I was like, oh wait, this wasn't like a good thing. I thought this was like going to be like they were fighting.
Yeah.
And And then it goes to the mirror dimension after that. And I was just like, this is great.
I have a like for that also.
Say it.
Spidey sense lines. Did you see them around his head when he was out of his body?
Which one?
Tom Holland, when he was like Peter Parker's spirit was like outside of the Spider-Man body,
and he had lines on his.
Yes,
oh, I didn't see that.
Because in the old '90s cartoon, like video games and shit, it was like, or even in the comic, it's like wavy lines around his head that indicate like the spider sense.
I feel like they do it in one of the movies too.
You could see them like they weren't like outlined or anything, but they were like wavy. I was like, you could clearly see them, and I was like, yes, spider sense. I wrote Spidey sense lines, and then that fight happened. And I was like, this is crazy. But yes, you could see like the spider sense lines. I love that. He like was trying to web away, and he was like portaling. He fucking webbed onto himself and like suspended himself between the two portals a couple times. Was great.
He did. It was great.
He did it with the cloak.
With the cloak, yep.
Great.
Before all that though, the astral projection, he got back into himself.
Yeah. Hulk didn't do that.
And Dr. Strange's like, how are you doing this?
Yeah, because he was moving his body. I think it was the spider sense.
Which is fair.
It was happening like around his head, and then his body was just like keeping the thing away from him.
That
was great.
When we talk about strong Avengers, and people always keep talking about fucking Iron Man, I am sorry. Spider-Man's, he is, first off, when he was in Civil War and he grabbed what's the name's arm, and I was like, okay, well, we know he's strong as fuck, so there's that. But for him to pull himself back from the astral plane, nobody else. Dr. Strange can't do that. So, well, at least, I mean, it wouldn't happen to him. He wasn't a Sorcerer Supreme, but still, he wasn't one this time either. So, to be fair, Wong was Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah. So
Wong reigned supreme.
How about that? So, that proves his strength to me. Mm-hmm. And, man, we keep talking about the wrong people when we talk about strongest Avengers. I'm so sorry.
Spider-Man's strong as shit.
Oh, my God. And he can kill. People don't know.
He can.
Oh, man. I love it. Mirror Dimension. Yeah, I wrote that down.
Mirror Dimension fight was great. And a lot of it, I think a big part of it was because it was unexpected. And for a second, I thought Doctor Strange was going to be the villain of this movie.
For a second.
Like a split second, I was like, they're friends. What are they doing?
Yeah.
And then Willem Dafoe was like, I got this. You want a villain? I'll be a villain, honey.
Yeah, same. You already talked about the arms pairing the to Spider-Man. That was great. Mm-hmm. I got 3 more.
Okay.
First one is a Stanley. So I don't know if you want to do that now or we can do it later.
Let's do it now.
Okay. For those who don't know, we like to figure out where Stan Lee is going to be in a new Marvel movie because God rest his soul.
Yep.
I got 2 spots. Mm-hmm. And the second spot is because of what you said. Mm-hmm. But my first spot is totally different. So I'll let you go with the second spot.
Okay.
Or my second, but
that was the only one that I said out loud.
Yeah.
It was at the end of the movie when there was like a person in the donut shop and she was talking to him. MJ was talking to him, mm-hmm. and Peter walks in, or Ned walks in, and then Peter walks in, or Peter then walks in, Ned walks in, one or the other. The guy is an older guy.
White hair.
White-haired guy. I think he had glasses on. Having a coffee, having a donut. I was like, could have been Stan Lee.
That could have been Stan Lee.
Easily.
That's fair.
Easily could have been Stan Lee.
That's fair.
The other spot that I thought was similarly to Amazing Spider-Man 2, when his identity gets revealed, it would have been similar. It would have been like, hey, I think I know that guy, in like a big crowd setting in like the downtown area.
Okay. I was thinking about that, but I was like, they can't zoom in. It was too many people, too much. So I was like, So then, because I was thinking about it as we were sitting there, and I was like, couldn't be that. It could have been when those people were cleaning the snow in the
sanctum.
The sanctum.
It could have been. Yep, he could have been a snow shoveler.
He could have been like, oh man, I'm gonna get fired for this, or they could have blamed it on him instead of Wong. I was like, that could have been it.
Yeah.
That could have been perfect. Or, he could have been a wizard.
Yeah.
If somebody hadn't closed the thing. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Stan Lee. Oh, we miss you. Stan Lee the God. Love him. Okay, go ahead. You're like...
I didn't write it, but I meant to. Doctor Strange's creepy basement / laundry room / dungeon.
Yeah.
They were like, ooh, Undercroft, that's ours to work in. It's a fucking washer and dryer. Washer and dryer. Ned finds a crossbow. Ooh, a torture rack. It's a Pilates machine. And I forget, they're also a room away is all the fucking villains locked up.
Yeah.
I forget, MJ picks up something, and there is a doll on the fucking shelf next to it, and it turns to look at her. Freaked me the fuck out. Because what else wouldn't have been a creepy fucking wizard basement? Fair. I was like, this is neat. It was their little headquarters, and also Ned was like, you can take the guy out of the chair, but you can't take the chair out of the guy. I love also Ned.
Ned's funny.
I also wrote Ned Supreme because he got to wear the cloak.
He did. So did Spider-Man.
And he got to do the rings. Yes, Spider-Man wore the cloak, but Ned was opening portals.
That's true.
He wore the cloak, not by choice. The cloak saved him.
I wonder if they're going to do something more with him.
I don't know. They erased him from his memory.
Yeah, they did.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, well.
What's your next one?
Spider-Man fighting. We've talked about this before. Spider-Man doesn't do a lot of fighting. Is it the Amazing Spider-Man we said he does fighting? He actually fights? Because he does more saving and throwing and tossing.
In the Tobey Maguire's, he does a lot of saving. He has a couple shorter fights with the villains.
But he doesn't fight them though. That's always been my thing. It's always been he doesn't do a lot of in Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, he doesn't really punch a lot of people. Because every time he does,
his first couple encounters with Green Goblin and then with first encounters with Doc Ock, it's mostly them trying to do something and escape. And he's after them, but they're also Doc Ock's throwing fucking bags of money at people and dropping fucking statues and shit off of buildings on top of people. And he's got Aunt May on the side of a building, and Peter has to focus on that. Or with Green Goblin's case, he buzzes the fucking the parade or some shit.
I think so.
And then he has to get away and he has to save people from that.
Right.
And then at the end they have their fights. And similarly,
but even at the end though, do they really get in a lot of punching? Because I don't ever remember that.
It's mostly Tobey Maguire getting his ass beat.
Yes,
until the villain defeats themselves.
Boom. So that's always been my thing. Andrew Garfield does a lot of kicking. He does a lot of backflipping.
Does a lot of Hurricane Ranas.
Yes, he does. And so Tom Holland, I think he did. Because that's the thing, we talked about this because I was I noticed that they don't do a lot of fighting. So when they do fight, I notice because it's a big deal to me.
Because he fights in Civil War.
Does he?
A bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
He fights a bit in Civil War. He fights in Endgame.
Yeah.
Fights in Infinity War.
Yeah.
See,
but here's my thing. Even in Endgame, if I think about it, he's not really doing a lot of punching and kicking and a lot of martial arts.
No.
He's doing more, even in Endgame, he had the
instant kill.
The instant kills out. And so he's not really, but that's my thing. This one, he is doing some stuff to Hobgoblin. I keep wanting to call him Hobgoblin. But he's fighting him, and I was just like, this is so good. This is the first time I've seen it like this. Him trading shot for shot with Goblin, him getting hits in with Lizard, really, because they do a lot of kicking. I don't know if you noticed, but they do. But they don't do a lot of punching. Not a lot. But this one, that end fight was amazing. And then, like you said, that little flip he did when he was standing on top of, no. Goblin was on top of him. He flips, so he pulls himself up by his webs, flips him over
on the balcony,
and then comes right back down on him. Yes. And I was like, This man is amazing. Just get him his own movie.
Yeah, a couple.
Get him another
Yeah, a
one.
couple.
So
All right,
I don't
man.
know, man. Him fighting.
We call ourselves Spider-Man. That's not our right name. That's not our right name.
I loved it. I was like, man, this is good. And
Yeah.
he was beating the shit out of Goblin. And I'm like, yeah, good times, man. That's my life. That's my. I got one more after that, but go ahead.
I wrote Captain of Liberty, fucking Captain America's shield on the statue. I thought was just going to be a throwaway line because you hear it earlier in the movie.
You do.
I think it's J. Jonah Jameson. Like, but it's Captain America's shield on the Statue of Liberty, like something about like defacing national landmark or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's a nice little throwaway line. I think I chuckled at it. And then they fight it, and then they're at the end of the movie. That's like where the fucking final fight takes place, and it's just this giant ass, literally just a big Captain America statue, like over the torch in the hand of the Statue of Liberty. I was like, that's awesome. That's just funny.
That was good.
And then he fucking put a big ass dent in it when he tried to kill.
I'm happy.
Goblin.
Not that I'm really nostalgic or patriotic, because I'm not.
Insane.
But
Nostalgic for some things.
yeah, for something, but definitely not.
Patriotism is not one of them.
No. So, but I'm happy that that would be stupid if they would have put the Captain America shield on the fucking thing. Why? That's dumb. Don't do that. Not that I care what this person looks. That's just dumb. And I was like, oh, literally it falls and it breaks all the construction off. But that one never gets fucked up, even though it kind of did. But it kind of was fixed like right away. It was weird. But yeah, I was happy. I was like, okay, good.
Yeah, they took it down a peg or two.
They did. I appreciated it. Yeah, good times. But yeah,
There's a new captain in town.
my next Venom.
Yes.
We were sitting there waiting for the credits because we're smart.
Because it's a Marvel movie. And why would you leave?
And every Marvel movie ever, people still leave. Still, till this day.
Yeah, because they're probably like, oh, I can just look it up online. Great.
That is it.
Enjoy.
I don't even think people think that.
Enjoy
I just think
watching
people
it
are like, I'm
enjoy
done.
watching it on your phone.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know. I don't think people are thinking about the credit scene when they leave.
They should be.
Agreed.
Obviously, they must not be if they're leaving, but they should be. It's like half the reason you go to these movies.
It's a big part.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big part. I think about that a lot when I'm going to a new Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't I think about it?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to sit through some of the credits for Matrix too, so, because you never know. Yeah, you never know. Everybody's doing it now.
Yeah.
I feel like a movie did that, and I was like, what? I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't a Marvel movie. They had it after the credit scene. I was like, what? Okay. But yeah, Venom showing up, Eddie Brock. It was cool.
And then leaving immediately.
And then leaving immediately, and then
Leaving behind a little just a taste.
a little bit of
A bit of goo.
a little bit of himself. Sounds weird, but it's not. Maybe it was, but it was a good time though.
I liked it.
I did too.
Because I was wondering how it was going to work out. Because part of me expected him to be in the movie proper at one point.
I was hoping.
Once we got to a certain point of the movie, I was like, when that little portal thing and the person waved and it wasn't him, and it was Andrew Garfield instead, I was like, okay, there's no way Venom's going to show up also at this point. Like, we've got 5 other villains. We have 5 villains, 3 Spider-Mans, and a fucking partridge in a pear tree, and a Daredevil. There's no way. The only other person I could have conceivably seen showing up in the movie was maybe Kingpin at the end or in a credit scene. And I still hope that happens at some point in my life.
Fair.
Because if I get to see Vincent D'Onofrio's big ass beat a fucking spider person into the dirt, I'll be so happy to see that. I'd love to see it in a movie. I would love, because we fucking saw it in Into the Spider-Verse, and it was great then.
We did.
I'd love to see it in the MCU movie. But yes, Venom, I liked it.
I also thought he was going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you where I thought he was going to come in at. First off, sorry, we didn't talk about this. Did the Statue of Liberty scene seem a lot like the end of Spider-Man 3? Like, they were surrounded by, construction?
Yeah.
I was like, this looks oddly familiar.
It really did.
And I was like, oh, that's when I thought he was going to show up. I thought he was going to come in somehow.
Because they mentioned him also.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire does.
Yes, he's like, yeah, I once fought an alien.
Yeah.
Like black goo.
Yep. And I was like, okay, all right. They mentioned him, and I was like, oh, he's gonna show up and team up with Spider-Man. That's what I thought. I was like, that's how they are going to beat all these people. That's what I thought. Didn't happen, but that's what I thought was gonna happen. And I was like, and this is all on the fly. Just to be fair with you, I don't think about this stuff before the movie comes on.
Yeah.
I'm only thinking about this stuff because I'm like, ooh, this would be nice. And then I forget it because I'm watching the movie. And so then if it happens, I'm like, oh, I thought it was going to happen. And then if it doesn't happen, I'm not disappointed because I already forgot. So my brain is fantastical. I just want to throw that out there. And I love it. But yeah, when he showed up, I was like, okay, cool. He left. But then when he left behind the black goo, I was like, okay, when does Spider-Man Home Real Estate come out or whatever the fuck the next one's gonna be called?
It's Tom Holland and Ty Burrell selling houses. I love it.
I love that. That's hilarious. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because I know a lot of people were like, oh, Venom sucked, or I didn't like the Venom movies. I don't like Tom Hardy's Venom. Like, first off, okay, fine, we don't care about your opinion.
2 was better than 1, to be fair.
It was.
Carnage was way better.
Like, they were only getting better.
Yeah.
I imagine they'll only do more of them.
I think they're gonna do one more.
Because all they really needed to do was get Venom, not necessarily Eddie Brock, get Venom into the MCU, and they did that.
He's there.
And
somewhere.
It is there. I really think we're gonna get an Ancient Venom at some point, which is Flash.
You did say that.
I think that could happen at some point.
Oh, why did he dye his hair blonde? I didn't care for that.
I think that's what also made me kind of think that.
Okay.
But
he has to get Spider-Man first. Yeah. You got to get the spider on the chest.
So.
Okay, that's all my likes that I wrote down. I'm sure there's more.
Oh, there's definitely one more. The after credits trailer.
I thought we were just gonna talk about that.
We'll do that separately.
No. We can talk about it now.
Okay, let's do it now. Let's do it now.
After the credits.
So there's a mid-credit scene
of Venom.
And then you wait till the end of the credits.
And people still got up before that.
So you waited to the end. What do you usually get? Maybe 30 seconds tops of a scene that maybe hints at another upcoming movie or a returning character or just a further extension of the Marvel Universe. In this case, we got like a minute and a half, almost 2 minute legit trailer for Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, it was so good. What did we see in that trailer, Chris?
You and I saw, everyone saw who stayed for the credit scenes. Saw Doctor Strange, they saw Baron Mordo, they saw Wanda, they saw fucking Shumagorath, that eyeball tentacle monster, and if you watched the unimportant, apparently, What If series over the summer,
yes,
you saw evil Doctor Strange.
I literally was like, wait, this is literally What If. I was like, this is What If.
Because they said it. They were like, hey, this is all, the multiverse is in play now, so any of this stuff could come up later. And I was like, ooh, didn't expect it to be that soon. Or even in that movie. 2 Doctor Stranges. We have the one that we know, and then we have the one who tried to save, I can't remember, is it Christine?
I don't fucking know.
Tried to save his girlfriend from dying. And in doing so, became like the most powerful being in his universe. Still couldn't stop it because it was like I forget what they call it, like an anchor point or something. Where like, it has to happen. And he just like kept summoning and consuming like magical beings and demons and all these other things, and he just eventually became one.
Yeah.
And then they used his help to fight fucking Ultron, like Infinity Vision Ultron at the end of What If. Great. Well, now he's making it big on the big screen, baby. And I bet y'all feel real dumb for sleeping on What If at this point, because you're probably going to go back and watch it now.
Speaking of, that makes me happy and also sad for those people. Happy because it's like, that's what you get for not paying attention. But sad because it's like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. You missed it. You missed it. And you missed it while it was good and fresh and new, and you had no idea because you're dumb. And to me, one of my favorite comics, he said that. He was like, haven't seen What If, haven't seen Falcon. I like WandaVision. I like most of Loki. I'm definitely not planning on watching Hawkeye. I'm like, bro, you are fucking up. I was literally upset with him because I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Is there another show I'm missing? What other show that I'm missing?
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Captain America and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I said that.
WandaVision, Loki, What If, Hawkeye.
That's pretty much it. But he was like, yeah, I'm not. Oh, and then was it Black Widow and Shang-Chi? No, that was it. So yeah, he was like, no. And he was like, oh, I didn't like this, didn't like Captain America. I was like, dude, what are you watching? He was like, eh. And he said something else about not liking some movie that came out a minute ago. And I was just like, sir, you don't know what you're talking about. And I went to the comments of his YouTube video, and there's just one guy he actually does business with. I forget what they do together. But he was like, he commented, he was like, bro, you're sleeping on all these shows. You are missing out. And he was like, because they were ranking them. Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, I haven't seen them all, but I'm going to rank what I do know. And he was like, even the ones I haven't seen, it's still over Falcon and Winter Soldier. He was like, I watched one episode and I couldn't watch the rest. And I was like, what are you talking? Not only was it great,
which it was.
Not only was it but it set up U.S. Agent, it set up Valentina, it set up so much. You have no. So you're telling me
there's a new Captain America now.
Also, and I'm like, bruh, like not only that, but like then they went back and the one guy, the original Captain America, not Captain America, but the original soldier, they went back and gave him a wing in the fucking Captain America thing, and I was like, bro, it's just there was so much like actual historical like references in it to black people, in my opinion. That show was great. It was long, yes, but it has a lot of really good parts in it. And for you to just be like, you don't want people always talk about new generations. It's not new generation, it's just people. Mm-hmm. People with short attention spans.
Fair.
I was like, listen, a long drawn out thing is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And that's like this movie. I know there's people who are going to complain about like the stops and starts in this movie, but man, were they great and crucial.
Yeah. Because nowadays, like Netflix drops a whole series in a day.
Yeah.
And you can watch it all in a day. And that's fine. But like if you didn't watch it all in a day, you probably wouldn't have watched it.
If you didn't watch it all in a day, you would, like how I feel about The Office, you would watch it as it came out and you feel so much more connected to it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel personally.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I was so much more connected.
I waited every week for these
every
episodes.
Fucking week and every December.
The Office, Parks and Rec, when it was airing, Arrested Development, Community, all shows that are in the top of my list for shows that I will watch at any given moment. And I watched them all come out as they came out every week.
See, there was a couple shows I didn't watch when it came out, but like I still understand the significance. I feel like I'm smart, but
I feel like you are.
Not only that though, but there are other shows like House, CSI, Law and Order. I watched those shows as they were coming out. Come on. Like, you're going to tell me Modern Family, like, the last, 4 seasons I watched as it was coming out.
Nice.
Or whatever. So I'm just like, sometimes building up, like, waiting a year for Endgame to come out, close to a year, was the most, it felt the same way as this Spider-Man.
Honestly, this felt longer.
This really did feel longer.
Just because,
the pandemic.
Yeah. The pandemic, I had literally nothing else to do but wait for this movie.
Same.
In between Infinity War and Endgame, you had 2 movies at least.
Technically, we did too. Because we had Black Widow, we had Shang-Chi, and we had all the TV shows.
Yeah.
But it still felt longer.
But this was worse.
I know. I agree.
Worse in terms of waiting.
I think it was
I
worse.
think part of it might have been because we were getting a little taste of like the shows and everything. It wasn't just like here's your
fair.
waiting period. Wait,
That's fair.
it was like, here's your waiting period with like little crumbs that are not gonna you're gonna love these crumbs, but they're not gonna hold you over.
I think what really made it longer was the fact that we were trying not to get spoiled.
That too.
That makes it, because in game I didn't know.
There was literally nobody knew, and I loved it.
Everybody had guesses, but not like this Spider-Man.
Yeah. Everybody had guesses, but you could easily avoid guesses.
Yeah.
It wasn't there weren't major that I saw. There weren't major like media news outlets being like, hey, guess who's in, here's our guess at who's in the movie.
Yeah.
And it makes all the fucking headlines, and here's who we interviewed who says they're not in it.
Right. Like I said.
Yeah. There wasn't a year of that.
No. But yeah, at one point, I looked at. I'm done with my likes, by the way.
Same.
I'm just talking at this point. I don't know if you're done.
Yeah, I'm good.
I looked at the villains on the screen and I was like, "You crazy son of a bitch. You're going to do it." I was like, "You're going to do it." And they did it. They did it far better than Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
And
with more villains.
With way more villains. There were at least. But here's the thing, because of Civil War, that's how they knew. Because if it wasn't for Civil War being as successful as it was, because there were 10 characters in that, and then if you talk about the Avengers too, so because Civil War had so many different plot lines. You know, because there was Tony, there was Black Panther, there was Steve, finding Winter Soldier. There were so many. This one, same thing, right? You got all these Spider-Mans coming back. You got Aunt May dying. You got Happy being broken up with, which is not really major, but him and MJ, him and Ned, like them going to jail, like every single villain. And then some of them aren't really villains, like Flint.
Yeah.
Lizards being cool. But then you got Electro, who's like, I'm cool for now, but I really want to not be cool.
Yeah.
And you got Goblin, who literally tricked everybody, including me. Yes. I don't know if you were tricked, but I was tricked. I was like,
oh yeah, because the first thing he does is like smash his helmet.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not who I am.
And he's like, I heard about you, and I just came looking for you because I think you can help me. And I'm like, what did he?
Yeah, he just had this like sense of. He just had this look on his face the whole time. It's like this smiley, helpful man. I was like, I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it.
And then
even though I had no reason to believe it,
he showed you nothing.
I had no reason to believe it. He was just smiling a lot, and I was like, I like Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, it's like, oh, since I like him, he's obviously not a bad guy anymore.
How could something that I like be bad for me?
Same.
Unless too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
It's too much of a good thing. Oh, shit.
But it wasn't this time.
No.
Not in this movie.
No.
Give me more. I mean, they did it. I thought they were going to kill off Toby, which they didn't have to, but I thought they were. And I thought they were going to kill off MJ. That was a tough go. It was fucking good.
Yeah.
It was fucking good.
Yeah. And the end credit trailer looks amazing.
And I'll tell you what, my son said it for me. He was like, can't wait to get on Disney Plus. I'm watching it every day. I was like, yeah, same.
If it does. I mean, they haven't put any of the other ones on there yet, unfortunately, have they?
Well, Shang-Chi's on there.
No, I mean of the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. Homecoming's on there.
Is it?
Isn't it?
I thought we watched those on Vudu. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I forget.
But Disney Plus has been changing like every day, so
that's true.
There's a lot of shit on there that wasn't on there before. So
that's true.
It could be, but either way, wherever it's at,
yeah,
he was absolutely right. I'm gonna watch this every day. As soon as it comes out, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Shang-Chi again. I want to.
I'll make Megan watch it with me.
It's a good show,
she
man.
Watch me jump up off the fucking couch when I totally like. Here's the part where your girlfriend's gonna go, and he comes out and she's like, "Why are you excited?
But don't spoil it for her."
You're about to find out who you're gonna call. It's the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, man. That's it.
Those are my likes. Those are my likes. All right.
Do we have to?
Some of we do.
Okay, dislikes.
I don't have any.
Oh, no, I said mine. Mine was, it was really important. That's why I'm remembering it. It was great power means death. It's not really a dislike. I just, I felt a little bad for Peter that she died. I felt bad for Peter, not necessarily. She didn't really mean much to me.
Same.
Honestly, anytime Uncle Ben dies actually means way more than when Aunt May dies, to be fair. Any iteration.
I was really thinking about it today. I was like, man, Martin Sheen dying as Uncle Ben was really sad.
It was sad as shit.
Like, I was thinking about that today. I was like, I don't know why I'm thinking about this.
Let me tell you something. Going back to Andrew Garfield. The man's a good actor. And him acting with Martin Sheen and what's her name? Not Diane Lane. What the fuck is her name? Sally Field. When he closes the door and it breaks the window and he looks back and he's like, he didn't mean to do it, and he felt bad about it, but he was still upset, and they know he didn't mean to do it. You can just see, just reading their faces. I feel like a fucking film critic. I'm like, oh, I am, but I'm like, I'm like, oh, it was just a tough scene, and then he dies 5 minutes later. It's like, bruh, I feel like I got shot in the heart.
Yeah,
it's too late.
Give love a bad name.
Thank you for that, because I didn't know the rest.
I have no dislikes for this movie.
Man, no dislikes at all.
I almost had one, and then they cured the Sandman at the end of the movie, and it was him.
Got it.
Because the whole movie, I was like, man, it's just like I don't have a problem with CG. Full CG characters are not a problem for me. But like literally, you got to see everybody else, except for the lizard. But you got to see him at the end too, and I was like, cool, you got to see both of them. They literally got everybody back. I loved it. So then I have no dislikes.
Great.
Those are gonna be dislikes, real quick, small. I don't have any.
Did we talk about Miles Morales?
No.
I feel like we talked about him off air, but did we talk about him on here?
Nope.
So yeah, another like. Jamie Foxx literally brings up. He doesn't know he brings up Miles Morales, but he brings up Miles Morales because he thought Spider-Man was. He was like, man, I thought you were gonna be black.
Yeah. So you got the mask.
He was like, I'm sorry.
You help a lot of people.
He's like, you help poor people.
Yep.
And you're from Queens. Honestly, I thought you were gonna be black.
And he was like, I'm sorry, I'm not black.
Like, I'm sorry. And then I was like, and even my fiance was like, Miles Morales. I'm like, she knows.
Yes.
I was like, get it. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
If there's one thing that I can't even call it a dislike because it was my own expectations, was no Miles Morales. But
Did you expect that?
I was never promised it.
Okay.
I was never promised it. No one in any capacity made me think that he was going to be in this.
Same.
So I can't. So it's not a dislike. Yeah, exactly. Because it's not a dislike by any stretch. But
I think that
if the
we mentioned it.
If the multiverse continues to be a anything can happen sort of thing, he could show up.
He could.
Because they're making another Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah.
A couple. Because the next one is called Part 1.
Yeah,
Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 of it.
I didn't watch that trailer. I need to.
It was good. So there's at least 2 more Spider-Verse movies coming out. Who's to say that any of those characters couldn't jump from a CG animated thing to they step through a fucking portal from Looney Tune land into the MCU, and they are an actor.
Interesting.
I mean, obviously it's not necessarily going to be the person who voices them, but
it could be. I think he's a young kid too.
Is he?
His name is like Shamik Moore or something.
Okay.
I think he's like 20 something though.
Okay.
So I mean,
I
older.
didn't even necessarily mean for him because what's her name? Haley Steinfeld is in Hawkeye. She's Kate Bishop.
Who was she?
She was Gwen. She was Spider-Gwen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. She's not coming back though. It's Issa Rae.
Oh, there's a different voice actor.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's this black woman. She does a show on HBO called Insecure on their like 6 seasons. She like writes it, directs it, like produces.
She's gonna be Spider-Gwen?
I'm pretty sure she's a voice.
Dang,
almost certain.
Well, good for her.
I'm almost certain.
Well, good for her either way. But shit,
Yeah.
maybe. I guess they don't want people like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, probably not, honestly, because I mean, you gotta kind of differentiate. But
I mean, if Spider-Man Noir steps onto the fucking MCU and it is Nick Cage, I will not be mad at it.
Okay, off topic. Have you seen the new?
Yes, I kind of want to see it.
I do too.
Nick Cage plays Nick Cage as an actor who just takes crazy roles for money and like has weird adventure. I'll watch it.
I was like, okay, he's getting up to the being John Malkovich kind of person. Okay, got it.
I'll watch it.
Got it. I was like, I like it. I was excited because now he's not even acting. No, he's not even trying.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no dislikes for me.
None at all.
So,
do we have to? Slushie meter.
I hate to say it.
I mean,
oh, are we kidding? I love it. Do it. Do it now.
It's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do it. 5.
It's a 5.
I got 5 on it.
There's no other score it could be.
No.
From the time it touched my tongue to the time it was metabolized in my stomach acids, it's a 5.
Yes.
It's in the middle of the movie. Chris said this is the greatest movie he's ever seen.
Yes.
In the middle of the movie. And I know Chris likes some other movies.
Yes.
So, yeah.
To be fair, I think I said that when Andrew Garfield showed up.
To be fair, as you should.
Yeah.
So.
I was like, this is the greatest Spider-Man I've ever seen in reference to Andrew Garfield. And also.
And then let me double down.
And also this movie because of Andrew Garfield.
It just. I wish I could remember the line I want to say, but it's fine. I won't say it because I don't remember it. But still, good times. It was the best of times. It was the best of times. Whatever that means. That's it. That's all I got, man. That was for you guys. That was Spider-Man NWH No Way Home. I was trying to think why it was called No Way Home, and I think I just got it. Okay. So it wasn't necessarily him, it was them who had to get home. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. That was Spider-Man No Way Home. 5s all around. No dislikes all around. Likes all around. What more can we say?
Looking forward to the next one. Because I am.
Looking forward to, again, I've said this before. Since Endgame, I've said this. Marvel is what the young kids would say in their bag at this point. They know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
So when people think they don't, they do.
You can call me a Marvel fanboy any day of the week,
at this
and I will
point,
not correct you.
At this point, because not only... here's the thing. Those, like, after end credits and all that, whatever, not only are those good, but the movies have been great. The shows have been great. They haven't missed a fucking step to me.
Not for me.
In my opinion. Even Black Widow, as a movie I did not want to like, I liked.
Yeah.
Because Yelena, who I am in love with.
There it is.
I am smitten.
There it is.
I texted Chris after this last episode. I was like, I'm in love with her.
A smitten kitten.
It is what it is. I'm pretty sure as soon as I got off, after I texted you that, I got on Twitter and reshared like 13 fucking posts.
You shared a bunch of stuff. It's like called her like the it girl.
It was great.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, she was sitting there eating that fucking mac and cheese. Yeah. I was like, she's laughing at shit. She's like, you are fun. She's like, you're so funny.
Kate Bishop, you're so funny.
Why do you keep saying my name? Kate Bishop, what do you mean? What you mean?
What do you mean, Kate Bishop? I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kate Bishop. Are you saying that so you know that I know that you know everything about me?
No.
Yes. No, really, thank you for the girls' night. It was really fun. Stay out of my way. I was like, she's the best.
That girl's night, there's so many pockets, you don't even know.
I almost loved it. I love her. She's great. I was like, yeah, well, you can't go wrong.
There you go.
Yelena Belova. I love it. Marvel hasn't missed.
Not for me.
What else is there to say? All right. Yep, we're about there.
Yep.
They're giving us the light. I think we covered this whole movie in the same runtime. That's about it. Anything else, Chris? Anything we missed?
Probably.
I know. I think we did.
Because there was a lot in this movie. There was a lot to love.
I can't. Oh, one thing. I don't know if I said this. The one thing I did say when we were on the ride home, I was like, what I did like about Toby, because we didn't really talk a lot about him, but what I did like about Toby, he was like old wisdom.
Yes.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a Spider-Man he was born to play. Mm-hmm. The other Spider-Man, great, cool. It was the first Spider-Man. Everybody loved it when it came out, great. But there have been better iterations of him since, in my opinion.
Yeah. I got, like, in Spider-Verse, like, sweatpants Spider-Man vibes. Where he had, like, a lot of wisdom. And he had, like, he was teaching Miles the ropes and all that stuff.
With the bad back and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I mean. He was very old, wise Spider-Man. And then he got to save Norman. And I was just like, I like him. That's the thing. I don't want to make it seem like I didn't like him in this, because I did.
Same. I liked them all, but I liked all of them, but I love Andrew Garfield.
Same.
Spider-Man.
Because honestly, Tom Holland was nowhere near the top of the list for this movie. And he did good.
Yeah. But honestly, once they announced everybody who was in it, Tom Holland was the last
of what I wanted to see.
The last
Right.
person that you're like, oh, you know he's in it, so you know he's fine.
Honestly, I thought MJ got more lines on this one. I thought she was better in this one. I thought she was so good. Ned was fucking hilarious.
He's always great.
Fair, but he outshowed Tom Holland for sure. Everybody did, and that's fine, and I'm okay with it, because sometimes you gotta,
And I think maybe that might have been because some of those characters might not be around again for a minute. Like Ned and MJ, if they come back, they might not be back for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe. They might be in the fucking beginning of the next one. Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah. Because they didn't say, to be fair, at the end of this movie, they didn't say Spider-Man will return. They said Doctor Strange will return when they showed that fucking trailer. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. That's it.
Yep.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week at some point with The Matrix at some point.
Yeah.
That's going to be our next movie.
Revolutions? Is that what it is?
I don't fucking know what's going on.
The new one?
Resurrection.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Alien Resurrection.
I get them confused. That was a good one. I like that. Yeah, we'll come back with The Matrix, and then after that, we're going to get into some X-Men, guys. So, yeah, that's it.
Let's do it.
All right, this has been Keith.
And Chris.
We'll see you next week. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
And a Happy New Year.